place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going, stay not safe. Before you cross me, look both ways. Leaving the scene with no trace, none in my league. You out of place, I'm not at the top, I'm outer space. Can't eat with us, we're out of place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going, state to state.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your host, your boy George Mackay here at Straight Talk Wrestling. And when this drops on Thursday, January 5th, we will be 48 hours from New Frontier's first show of 2023. That's right, it's the King of Kombat tournament. And this is the prediction show. As always, I don't do these alone, much to my chagrin, much to my many emails to the matchmaker. I have tried to say I can do this on my own, but for some reason, he makes me a glutton for punishment. But I'm going to start the year off with a new favor. I'm going to introduce this man and then say things that I'm never going to say again. And you're going to hear it right here. So without further ado, to the left is none other than Ontario's biggest ego, Adam Haze. Hello, Adam. Happy 2023.
First of all, you were so close. And guess who's back? Back again.
Yeah.
Haze is back. Now the ratings are going up.
No, I thought you were going to say Haze is back, tell a friend. I was going to be like, Haze has no friends.
See, I knew you were going to say that. That's why I didn't cut that line in there. So,
Yeah.
See, it's our chemistry.
But
I mean,
you know what?
we
Hold on. I want to say what I was going to say. I want to say what I was going to say. So, over the first year of our commentary is very bumpy, to say the least. The best show was the last show of the year because you weren't there. It was phenomenal. Me and Kevin, the intern, fantastic human being. We did the play-by-play in so much chemistry and fluidity. It was incredible. But
I'm just glad. Hold on. Before you continue with that, though, I am just very happy that you finally took the advice that I've been giving you for months and months about being a great commentator and being someone that's fantastic on the microphone. And you were able to lead somebody else. Obviously, it wasn't probably as successful as our other shows. But you know what? I'm back in the saddle. I'm here. I'm ready for January 7th. I'm ready to talk this show. It's a new year. Same old me, which means, of course, the ratings are going to go up. And you know what? Before we can go into things, I want to once again actually say it was an honor and a privilege to be nominated with you for Feud of the Year. When there is no feud, though, between
there
the two
100% is a feud. I have
there
nothing.
isn't.
Okay, let me get this out right now. I have nothing but disdain
real quick.
and disrespect for you.
Okay.
I do. I don't like you at all.
Okay.
But I am going to stop this.
Okay.
I'm going to stop bringing your wife into the mix because Stockholm Syndrome or not, it's none of my business.
Mhm.
I'm not going to, I mean, I do love her. We did have a steak dinner before the end of the year, but your mom will be off the table as well. She's a fantastic woman, though. Mama Haze, how you doing? But anyways, I'm going to leave all that off the table. The only thing I'm going to talk about is you and the backwater town you reside in, which is Oshawa. But other than that, I'm leaving everything else in the past. We're starting 2023 off right. But there is a feud, Haze. You think you know everything, and you actually know nothing. You
First of all,
your horse to a wagon
God, not again.
that doesn't want you there. But he doesn't, for some reason, Tarek doesn't want to tell you that he doesn't need you. He doesn't. And we're going to get into that later. But now you can say what you wanted to say. Go ahead.
I was going to say it was an honor to be nominated with you for Feud of the Year, even though I don't believe there is a feud between the two of us. You put on this whole, act and chagrin for the cameras and the lights and whatever. I understand. Trust me, kid. I understand the business.
Kid,
whatever. But I know deep down, I understand you are just happy to be nominated with someone with the likes of me. And I understand that you were probably bummed out that we didn't win Feud of the Year. But again, there was no feud. There is no feud because I'm just simply better than you. Now we can move on.
No, you're absolutely right. When you say someone with the likes of you, do you mean like somebody that, you know what? I'm going to start the year off right. I'm going to leave it alone. Well, you made it very easy for me, but I'm going to leave it alone. Let's talk the King of Kombat tournament this Saturday in Brampton. Yes. Let's talk about it at Spot One Bar and Grill. It's going to be incredible. Tickets are still on sale, but from what I understand, from what the matchmakers told me, they are flying. So you better get your tickets while you can. But let's talk about this.
How are you talking to the matchmakers so often?
We talk all.
I'm beginning to think you're the matchmaker, aren't you?
You don't. Okay, if I was a matchmaker, would you still have a job? Let's be honest, Haze.
Fair point. Move on.
Thank you. So we do talk on a regular. Me and the matchmaker, I don't know. I still don't know who the matchmaker is. That's a mystery. I don't think we're ever going to know. But we do talk through email quite a bit. And he has prepared me for a lot with a couple tidbits you might not even know, which we're going to say for later. But let's talk Isaiah Bronson's in-ring debut. 2022 was a strange year for this man because he showed up pretty much unannounced, showed up targeting all of the great lucha libre talent that we have at New Frontier, and yet has not stepped foot in a ring other than to attack such talent like Guerrero Saya, Archangel, the list goes on and on and on. But now, 2023, he will be making his official in-ring debut for New Frontier. So I have to ask you this, Haze. What can we expect from the very unhinged Isaiah Bronson, and who would actually be stupid enough to sign on the dotted line to go one-on-one with this man?
See, that's the thing. I think that 2023 is going to be the year of the unexpected when it comes to New Frontier and just professional wrestling in general. And he's a strange cat. I mean, you were preaching it before when the videos were popping up and everything else in between, and just the targeting that he has done with the, the lucha libre wrestlers that have come into here in New Frontier. I don't know who his opponent is going to be. I'm intrigued beyond all recognition to be able to see this man live and wrestle. I've yet to see it. I don't know if I want to because I fear for his opponent, whoever it's going to be. With that being said, it's definitely going to be something that I'm going to be glued to, sitting next to you, watching that ring and watching, see what he actually can do. Because being able to talk is one thing. Being able to have the spooky videos and being able to say that you're the father and doing all this stuff is one thing. It's put up or shut up in professional wrestling. Your talk can only get you so far. It's what happens inside that ring. So let's see what he can do. Let's see who steps up to the plate. And I truly do believe that Isaiah Bronson is going to be a threat for anybody that he steps into the ring with throughout the remainder of this year, let alone for his debut match, which I'm sure he is going to be able to want to have a really good outing, especially for his debut here in New Frontier.
I agree. You didn't actually tell me who you thought might be brave enough to tackle Isaiah Bronson, but I myself have a pick.
Oh, go ahead.
I have a pick. I think it is none other than the grand champion, Cranial X. That's right. I think Cranial X is just as unhinged as Isaiah Bronson. Now, mind you, this will be a non-title fight, but I feel like Cranial X has to send a message. There was no one more demonic than him. There was no one more unhinged than him. So if you want to play that game, this is like putting kerosene and a lit match together. An explosion will happen. Cranial X just wants to hurt everyone. And Pretty Ricky, being the manager that he is, knows that he has to send a message to Isaiah Bronson very quickly. Do not come in here thinking that you can take over our house. I think it's going to be Cranial X for a very easy squash match, and I think Cranial is going to just decimate the father. That's right, I said it, and I'm not afraid of him, Haze. You may be, but I am not.
I have a fear of the unknown, which I think a lot of people in this world do. And right now, because I don't know what Isaiah Bronson has up his sleeve, which again, if it's anything like he's able to promo and talk, it should be very interesting in the ring. Cranio X, Ricky aside, I don't know who it's going to be to challenge him. Whatever it is, I'm looking forward to it, and I know you are too on January the 7th.
Absolutely. I can't wait for it. I think it is going to be Cranial. And again, I'll look right at the camera and I'll say this. Bronson, I am not afraid of you. I'm not.
Well, you just targeted yourself. Good luck with that.
That's fine. I don't have to worry because I'll know.
Because you'll use me as a human shield. Is that why?
Well, that's why I always sit to the left, closest to the exit. Come on.
Yeah.
All right,
there
let's
we go.
talk the King of Combat. So we
Okay.
know who our competitors are going to be. But I'll list them again for anyone who has yet to know. We have none other than the one, the only Death Wish Aiden Prince Impact Wrestling superstar. He is going to be there. And we also have the Bloodstained Hurricane, Jesse Amato. Incredible talent, had one heck of a year, a resurgence in pro wrestling for the Bloodstained Hurricane. And time will tell if, last year didn't take a toll on him because he had one hell of a bloody year. He left more blood on the floor than he did any other fluid. And that's just the straight up truth. We also have a very different PD Skills. Started his New Frontier tenure with a very happy-go-lucky, vibrant style, and then something changed. He attacked Mike Forte. He turned his back on Tyler Arrow. And PD Skills, I don't know what's going on with him. Speaking of which, though, we've also got Tyler Arrow, one half of Airstrike. He's still on a hunt for vengeance. He had one hell of a year, and it was incredible, and I can't wait to see who he goes up against the tournament, which we already know the brackets are set, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Then we have Jesse Amato's enemy from last year became his frenemy. Tyler Hill, no longer doing deathmatch wrestling, wants to show the world that he can hang with the best of the best and he can wrestle. And Tyler Hill can fucking wrestle. We also have the breakout superstar of the year. That's right, that Kyle. Yeah, I'm shocked as you are, Haze, but that Kyle had one hell of a year, and I'm excited to see what he does with 2023. We also have Guerrero Saya, arguably one of the top tier talents in New Frontier today. And then we have the legend, the epitome of pro wrestling, Rip Impact. That is your 8 combatants. That is your 8 competitors in the King of Combat tournament. And like I said, we know the bracket, but let's break down each of these competitors really quickly. When you look at all 8 of these competitors before we get into the brackets, Haze, if you could give me who you think to be your final 2, then we'll get into the brackets. But I'm interested to see out of all these 8 combatants, who you think might be in the finals of the King of Combat tournament.
Well, I mean, the bracket's already set, so I mean, I would have to take a gander who's on the left and who's on the right side of the board. But
it's pretty easy. I'll tell it to you. If you're watching from my point of view, this is your left, and this
thank
is
you.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. Gotcha.
Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Left and right. Stop and go.
See, it's tough to be able to kind of pick like a final 2. I feel like we'd have to go through round by like the first rounds at least. And then once I have a better understanding of who's fighting each other, then I can be able to give you that proper answer. Cause like just being able to pick 2 people right now, it's a little bit hard. I'd have to kind of talk it over with you, think about it and stuff like that. But let's just kind of break down some of these matches if you don't mind.
All right, fair enough. So the bracket is set. I'm going to pull the bracket up right now so everyone at home can see what we're seeing. These are your 4 matches, and I will start from the top left of my screen. That's right. We got PD Skills going at Tyler Arrow. This is a grudge match. This is a match that has implications from our previous season at New Frontier, and these 2, they got a lot left on the table to discuss. So looking at the combatants, looking at the people in this one, we've got PD Skills, who's a brawler. He can surprise you with his high flying, and he's definitely got the strength advantage. But then you look at Tyler Arrow. He can fly, and he's had an impressive showing, especially in his match with Tarek from the previous season. He really put a staple on who he is as a single star in that match. He didn't get the win, but I think he earned a lot of people's respect, and he opened a lot of eyes here in Ontario. PD Skills versus Tyler Arrow. Adam Haze, the floor is yours.
This is a grudge match, and it's very interesting that this is a very first round matchup between these 2. I don't think this is going to be the last time that we're going to see these 2 go at it within the year 2023. I do, however, believe that once you take up space within somebody's head, once you take up real estate inside somebody's head, you are there as long as you want to be there.
Sure.
So I think personally that PD Skills is going to get the victory on this one. I think Arrow is going to come in with a vengeance. He's coming in with with all this on his mind and being able to focus on the tournament as well as be able to vanquish someone that he's got a problem with over the last several months. I don't know if the young guy can be able to do both at the same time. Not taking away anything away from his talent. He did win match of the year with Tarek, obviously, because Tarek was involved, but that's besides the point. Tyler Arrow is a phenomenal talent, and he's going to be a great talent in this company. He just needs to get over this next stage of his career. And I don't know right now on January the 7th is going to be that day. So for right now, for the experience factor, the fact that he's taken up real estate, and the fact that he's always got something up his sleeve besides a little some, I'm going to have to go with PD Skills moving on to the second round of that tournament.
Wow. And you know what? I would normally disagree with your pick, but I actually, in turning over a new leaf, I'm going to agree with your pick. Not because I agree with everything you said, but I agree with certain things you said. PD Skills, being a veteran in this game, he knows exactly how to rent that real estate, like you said. He's in Arrow's head, whether Arrow wants to admit it or not. I love Tyler Arrow. I think Tyler Arrow has a great upside, and I think he's got a bright future in Ontario. But unfortunately, I think his tale of the King of Combat tournament ends at round 1, and I do see PD Skills for the win. Now let's go to the match directly below that. Tyler Hill versus the breakout star of 2022, that Kyle. This is a juxtaposition hugely. You have the experience factor again in Tyler Hill. You have the breakout star in that Kyle, who really did turn a corner. Had a feud with PD Skills. They put that to bed. then he had some incredible matches. One match that sticks out to me to this day from last year is the one-on-one he had with the Green Phantom. Didn't get the win, but what a fucking fight that match was. Now, breaking it down, plain and simple, again, the floor is yours. The juxtaposition of the veteran and Tyler Hill, who's no longer deathmatch wrestling, and the breakout star of that Kyle 2022. What do you got?
Both these guys have something to prove in this one. Like this is the make or break, in my opinion, when it comes to the actual tournament. I think that Kyle, first of all, his popularity alone astounds me. This guy went from like being at the bottom of somebody's shoe, like used gum, to being one of the most like weirdly strange, beloved guys in New Frontier because of just like, you know, the ass kicking that he takes and, you know, his over the top persona, and fans are somewhat gravitating to it, including that guy that gets his shirt ripped off half the time. But be that as it may,
I love that guy.
Tyler,
I love that guy. Shout out to that guy.
I hate that.
Love that guy. Love it.
Tyler Hill, I mean, what a year, as you were saying before, that he's had, especially with Jesse Amato, losing in the main event. Well, the main event of, I should say, of Immortality in that no rope barbed wire. Of course, you know, having the things going on with Jesse Amato, you know, losing in the last matchup though to Rip Impact, which a lot of people say he had Rip Impact's number and was able to hang with someone who is, you know, a more of a veteran than he is, and someone who knows the sport of professional wrestling better than almost anybody. So I think Hill's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's going in there with a little bit more oomph. That being said, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think that Kyle might get the upset on this one. I respect the hell out of Hill. I think the great things are going to come from, I don't know what, but I don't know if the loss to Rip Impact is going to be weighing on his mind moving forward in this tournament. That Kyle seems to lose and doesn't give a damn afterwards. As long as he has a monster in hand, he's okay. So,
and that guy,
I feel like, and of course, and the shirt guy, of course.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, I know for a fact that Kyle is getting better and better with age and experience, and he's getting better and better every time we see him in the ring. I wouldn't be surprised if an upset comes through the tournament in this form of fashion. So I can't believe I'm going to say it, but that Kyle's got my vote to beat Tyler Hill in the first round.
Okay. And again, a lot of people may think I would disagree with your opinion. And yes, I am. I'm going to disagree with your opinion.
And there we go.
Well, I didn't say it was going to happen throughout the whole thing. But the fact is that we picked that Kyle a few times last year. He went on that incredible streak where he couldn't lose. And he beat PD Skills. We picked him a few times. So it's not really a surprise that you picked him. It's just a surprise that you picked him against a veteran like Tyler Hill. Me, on the other hand, Tyler Hill doesn't waste anything. He doesn't have room renting in his head. A loss is a loss. Hill shrugged it off. He'll move on. I think Hill's going to come back hungry. He's going to come back focused. And unfortunately, I think that Kyle is just a stepping stone to the next round. I think that Kyle will put up a hell of a fight. But in this one, I see Tyler Hill, the Canadian bad boy, coming out on top. Now let's move on to the top of the right screen. If you're watching the brackets, I'll put the bracket up again now just for you guys to show it. This is a match, probably the match I'm looking forward to the most in the first round. We got Death Wish, Aiden Prince versus the Bloodstained Hurricane, Jesse Amato. I don't even know where to begin, but I'm going to take the reins on this one, Haze, before I give you the floor. I look at Aiden Prince and the last 2 years that he's had, the 24 months that he's had, getting signed to Impact, the incredibleness, the incredible amount of matches he's had over the last 2 years. It's nothing short of impressive what this young man's put together. And then I look at Jesse Amato, the resurgence, stepped away, came back, healthy, focused, ready to go. Laid it all on the line. Slayed some demons last year, 150%. But unfortunately, his name says it all. Aiden Prince has a death wish. Will Jesse Amato grant that death wish? Probably. If Jesse Amato had his way, I mean, we all know weapons are encouraged. Again, no low blows, though, no stabbing objects. But weapons are encouraged. I don't know how it's going to work in the King of Kombat tournament. I don't know if we're being, weapons are kind of banned from ringside. But if weapons being encouraged, this is Jesse Amato's wheelhouse. Aiden Prince can take punishment. Aiden Prince can give punishment. Aiden Prince is the next one up, in my honest opinion. And as much as I want to go for Jesse Amato, I don't see him getting past Death Wish Aiden Prince. I'm putting my money on Aiden Prince in this one, 150%. Haze, the floor is yours.
This is going to be a barn burner. Like, people around the ringside should not be sitting in their seats because they're probably going to be used as a weapon.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, I have yet to see this Death Wish Aiden Prince guy. I have yet to see him live. I have seen many a videotape. I have studied up on him, of course, because you never know who's going to be coming down the Mark S. Buster Challenge pipe one day. With that being said, Jesse Amato has had a heck of a year in 2022, but let's look at really what he's done. Shall we?
Okay.
Okay.
Break it down for me, buddy. Break it down.
Lost.
Oh my God, I just called you buddy. That's
you
crazy.
did.
I did. Shit. And it's on record.
Lost to Justin Sane.
Okay.
In a wrestling style brawl.
Okay.
Draw with Tyler Hill in another style, strong style brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Finally beat Tyler Hill in a no rope barbed wire match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Got choked out, knocked out, whatever you want to say, against Cranio X. Yeah, he won a tag team match. He had some help with Tyler Hill. Came back in another big style brawl again, once again for the championship, and lost. Here's the deal with Jesse. And again, being one of his best friends in this whole world, I understand this.
You pay him though, right? To say
Just
that
shut up. Jesse is one of those people. Jesse is one of those people that will give everything he's got mentally and physically to whatever he's got in front of him.
Mhm.
The problem is Jesse Amato, his talent in the ring does not match the creativity that's inside of his mind. And I'll call a spade here. When it comes to being inside those ropes as a professional wrestler, Jesse Amato has a tough time wrestling with some of these guys that are of the higher level, like a Tarek, like an Aiden Prince, like a Justin Sane, maybe even say like a Rip Impact. I'm just saying that someone like Aiden Prince, who has reached these levels of Impact Wrestling, has been able to do not only the hardcore style of that blood, sweat, and tears mentality that Jesse has been famous for years, but he's been able to be a professional wrestler as well. And again, Jesse is a wrestler, but I think when it comes down to it, I think the conditioning, the experience of world travelness that Aiden Prince has is going to benefit him over Jesse Amato. And that's not discrediting the heart, the tenacity, because we saw what he went through all of 2022. I'm picking a horse. I'm sorry, Jesse. I'm picking Aiden Prince.
Surprising. Very surprising. And again, it's never been factually proven that you are one of his best friends. You just say that and people just tend to go with it. But again, here nor there. Now, looking at the final match of the first round, we got Guerrero Saya versus arguably one of Canada, Ontario's wrestling legends. 20-plus year career of none other than the epitome pro wrestling, Rip Impact. Rip Impact had an attitude change last year. Guerrero Saya,
yeah, he did.
big attitude change. He just put on match after match of incredible storytelling. Now, Guerrero Saya, Rip Impact, juxtaposition, but also they share quite a few similarities. Rip likes to fly. Saya likes to fly. Rip can adopt to any style. Saya, I'm not so sure. I think he's kind of just blinders on, tunnel vision. But time will tell. The tail of the tape. I'm interested in what you have to say. Oh, I don't know what's happening with me. I think I'm under the weather. I don't get it. I don't.
It's 2023, man. You're embracing the haze,
All right,
shall we
go.
say?
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Look, Guerrero Saya has been impressive. I mean, I've seen him literally up close, right in front of my face.
Yeah, you tried to take his mask off too.
Even when he tried to kick me in the face, and
he didn't try. He was defending himself. 2-on-1. Watch the footage, Haze. 2-on-1.
2-on-1.
Actually, sorry, it was 1-on-1 with you there. Fair enough.
Guerrero Saya is a great talent. He's one of the luchadors that I've noticed that have come through the ranks here, not just in New Frontier, but all of Canada, where, yeah, he can do the lucha libre, going off the ropes, boom, 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 like just very fast-paced action. he's got a little bit of ground game to him as well, which I've noticed, which is kind of underrated, which a lot of people tend to overlook when it comes to the world of lucha libre. Everyone just focuses on the flips and the dives and, the routine, shall we say. I it's so hard to bet against Rip Impact though. I mean, even with his career resurgence and change in his mentality and character, he's finally realizing what a lot of us have known for a while, that he's Rip friggin' Impact, that he's one of the best in Ontario, nay, one of the best in all of Canada.
I said that earlier.
And he's finally realizing that, and now being able to put himself out there to the point where it's like, you know what? Yeah, I should be in the main events. Yeah, I deserve to win the championships. Yeah, I deserve to be in the spotlight a lot more. I'm not just some half-ass wrestler that's going to be pushed around or put in positions where I'm going to lose. No, absolutely not. I think that because of that and the willingness to do anything and everything makes him more dangerous than everyone else in this tournament. Everyone in this tournament. I'm going with Rip Impact.
Wow. And again, everything you said, I said right before you said, so it just proves that you don't have your own thought. But I will agree with you. Rip Impact's attitude change has been left to question, but you cannot question his skill, his veteran ability, and the fact that he knows how to win big situations. Yeah, he had a little couple bumps in the road last year for sure. Definitely that loss to Tyler Arrow was not something he expected. But regardless of the fact, that was then, this is now. I agree with you, Haze. I'm going to pick Rip Impact as well. Now, this is an incredible first round. And if our picks are right, it's going to be interesting what the second round holds. It's going to be very interesting what the second round holds. But we also have to talk about the Mark Ass Buster Challenge.
Yeah, we do. Oh, God, I've been waiting for this whole time. First of all, I would like to say Wrestler of the Year. Yeah. Congratulations, formally. First time being able to say that on any type of public forum. Congratulations, Tarek. You've earned it. I believed in you, and you believed in me, and that's why we make a great team. So let's move on. Let's just move on. I have a whole lot more to say on January the 7th, obviously, but let's just...
I also got a few things to say, Haze.
What are you talking about?
Well, the matchmaker and I talk. We talk a lot.
Well, that's weird. But I mean, you obviously have your prediction of who you think it's going to be.
No, I know who it is. I know exactly who it is. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the promo for Tarek's opponent for the next installment of the Mark Ass Buster Challenge. Check this shit out.
Ever since I joined wrestling training, I've always been just a huge fan of Tarek. So much so that at every New Frontier show, I always poke my head through the curtain and I watch the Mark Ass Buster Challenge. But I just can't help but feel like something's missing. Challenge. Where is the challenge, Tarek? Who is this challenging? Because it's not challenging you. So I have an idea. Why don't you fight me? Why don't you let me challenge you? Now you can challenge me too. We'll challenge each other. What do you think? Let me know.
You know what happens when you play with fire, Haze? You know what happens when you try to challenge death and demons?
Oh,
well, let me tell you what happens right now. In fact, let me go ahead and tip my hat and get really dramatic with it. The devil is coming for your boy. That's right. El Diablo. Gabriel fucking Fuerza. And I am the biggest Mark. We know this. We know it. But you know what? This is a chance for me to finally get it right. The devil will slay your little horsey, and he will turn Tarek into a pony.
Oh my goodness.
And he is going to make punch, hit, chop, fall asleep. That's right. The devil is going to slay the beast that is Tarek. And you know what I hope happens, Haze? Oh, you know what I hope happens? I hope you stick your big, ugly Oshawa nose in that ring, and I hope he smacks it 5 ways from Sunday. That's right. I
Are you
cannot
done?
wait. No,
Are you-
I am
are you
not. Yeah,
done?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry. I got a
Okay.
little bit hyped up there. But
Are
the
you done?
devil is gonna fuck your boy up.
So wait, so who are you predicting?
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking? Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, all right. Okay. You know what?
You were shocked. Admit it. You were shocked.
I'll admit, not the name I was expecting, but you know what? We like a good challenge. I remember seeing what he did when he lost to Alessandro Del Bruno at Worlds Collide. I remember when, last year as well, when he was against Freedom Wallace and he lost. I'm sorry. I'm been a bit of a theme here I'm noticing here too. He seems to lose big time profile matches, doesn't he? Look, with all due respect, Fuerza, I have known you for a long time. All right. I've seen you grow up in this business, and kudos to you. Great career. Great career. It's a shame you want to end it on January 7th. That's all I got to say. Look, Tarek does not care who steps inside that ring. Fuerza is a great talent. He's a great hand.
Great
And
enough
he's
to slay your boy.
let's not go that far. What is going to
Yeah. Tricks are for
the
kids.
only thing that's going to happen
Yeah.
is Tarek will dance with the devil in the pale moonlight on January 7th, and he is going to slay him.
That's good.
And
No,
he
you
is
gotta-
going
hold
to
on,
slay
hold on.
him.
Rewind that. That was good. Rewind that line back. But the director of me is coming out now. Hayes, I want you to look deep and intense.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm not
Hayes,
buying into your
Hayes,
crap here.
Hayes, lean into the microphone a little bit more. Give me that intense look that you gave your wife on your wedding night, and show me the intensity of that line. Let's go. I want you to re-say that line. Tarek is, and go.
I am not a puppet. I don't do what you say.
Yes.
And Tarek
Yes.
is not going to do what anything is going to be done to him that has going to happen back. Fuerza, you need to listen, and you need to listen well.
He doesn't listen. I know him. He doesn't listen. He's my best friend. He doesn't listen.
He's not your best friend.
He's my best friend.
You hitch your saddle to him, and he just tolerates you.
Oh, like you do. Like you do.
Please.
Oh, it's completely different. It's completely. You know what?
Tarek and I have.
I would like to accompany you to ringside, and I would like to make sure that this goofball doesn't interfere in the match, and you get a fair shake. Whereas if you're listening, I would like to manage you for the night in that match.
Oh God, please don't. Okay, dude, please don't do that. We need you to be on commentary. We know knowledge up there.
You don't have any knowledge. Tarek does all the work. You just sit there.
I have over 15 years of experience inside this business.
Experience? You worked at the concession stand. Don't try to talk nonsense.
Oh, buddy, we don't have the time.
Sorry,
this
your
isn't the place.
What's happening? Your mic. Something's going on with your mic. I don't understand.
This isn't the.
I can't. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What happened? Haze, can you speak up? Haze, I didn't mute it. No. Haze, I can't. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. What's happening?
You muted me.
I didn't.
That's what you did.
Are you insinuating something?
I'm insinuating you're a terrible person that you would mute somebody. Look, bottom line, all kidding aside here, Fuerza, you got a hell of a challenge. I'm proud of you for being able to find a way to get into a main event matchup once again here in New Frontier. You picked the wrong place at the wrong time, though. 2023 is going to be the year of Tarek, just like the year 2022 was. We are not going to stop. We are going to decimate everyone in front of us. Nothing is going to change except for punch, kick, and chop on January 7th. Fuerza, I hope you have your little bitch next to you. And I'm not just talking about, this asshole right now, pretending to be me right now. I'm saying, please, do your best, because that's all you got. I'll see you on the 7th.
Oh, he's such a child.
Go ahead, wrap up the show.
He's such a child. All right, you know what? I'm just going to mute him again to finish this off. If you would like to have tickets, you're muted again. That's fine. If you would like to have tickets, they are still available. January 7th, Brampton, Ontario, Spot 1 Bar and Grill. You're going to get to see the devil, and he's going to whoop Tarek's ass, and that's fine. Peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you guys on January 7th.
Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to tune in next week for another great episode on all available podcast platforms and hosted on Podbean. Also, check us out on YouTube at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Facebook at Straight Talk Wrestling, and on Twitter at _Straight Talk. And if you feel the need to buy some sweet merch, check us out on ProWrestlingTees.com.
Leaving the scene with no trace, not in my league. You out of place. I'm not at the top, I'm outer space.